So today we are making butter chicken, but a little healthier. All right, so first off, we need to make our marinade for the chicken. I've got some garlic, and I also goofed, and my darn mic was not on for the first couple minutes, so we are going to do some good old voiceover if you notice a difference between the audio. Anyway, I'm going to smash the garlic, make it a little easier to peel it and then chop it up. I'm just going to give it a rough chop. It's going to be part of the marinade, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Next, I'm going to go ahead and throw that into a bowl. I'm still in the middle of unpacking and all that stuff, so I don't even have any mixing bowls or anything yet, so we're just going to use a bowl for now. Next, I'm going to use some fresh ginger. You could peel it really easily just by using a spoon, and I recommend using fresh ginger. You can use the powdered stuff, but it's not going to be nearly as good or as fragrant. Next, I'm going to use a grater. I'm just going to grate some of this in there. You could always chop it up as well, but I prefer to just grate it. It kind of makes it a little more fragrant, gets it mixed in there a little bit better. So use a grater or a microplane, whatever you might have. Next, we're going to add in some spices. We got 1 teaspoon of cumin, turmeric, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, and I got a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I'm also going to add in a half of a cup of Greek yogurt. You could use regular yogurt, but I'm going with Greek. Next, just get everything nice and mixed up here. Next, we need to cut our chicken into bite-sized pieces. I'm using chicken breast. Feel free to use chicken thighs as well. All right, so I got this cool little gizmo that I found. This is for Ziploc bags and stuff. And this will hold it open for you where you don't have to deal with collapsing on you and stuff. It's kind of neat. I originally found one of these as seen on TV store when I was at the beach last month, and then I found them on Amazon and got them, so I thought they were really cool. Let's go ahead and we'll toss our chicken in. Then we need to get our marinade, throw that in there. All right, so next we just need to get this mixed up. See, I think it's pretty handy. It's pretty cool. All right, with our chicken all mixed up and marinating, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the fridge and I'll leave it overnight. All right, so we are back day 2. We got our marinated chicken. It's been sitting in there overnight. I'd say it's right about 20 hours or so. I also have my prep ready. We got some jalapeno. You could use some chilies or some other ways to heat it up. I also have some more of the seasonings, garam masala, some turmeric, some chili powder, or not chili powder, I'm sorry, paprika, and some cumin. I also have some chopped up ginger and garlic, and I have half of an onion chopped up as well. These will go in later after we do the chicken. So the next step, we need to get a pan really nice and hot because we want to brown this chicken off. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get our chicken nice and brown. Don't put too much in a pan. You don't want to crowd it. Go ahead and flip it. You just want to make sure you just want to get a nice brown color. Once you have a nice brown, we're going to go ahead and take that out and do the rest of the batch if you got more. All right, after our chicken is done, I'm going to turn down the heat some and we're going to put in a little butter. We're going to toss in our onions. We will let these cook down for a few minutes, let them get a little translucent, maybe even a little more caramelized. I prefer my onions to be caramelized a bit. Make sure you get all those good bits that are stuck at the bottom. All right, once our onions are starting to look pretty good, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in our garlic and our ginger. And I'll add in our jalapenos. Go ahead and let this cook down a bit more. We want those jalapenos and everything to be nice and soft. Once we're done with everything, we'll get this all blended up into a nice smooth sauce. All right, so once those are cooked down just a little bit, nice and fragrant, I'm going to go ahead and add the seasoning in. Now, typically you would use either some fresh diced tomatoes or maybe some crushed tomatoes. I don't have any, so I'm going to do some diced canned tomatoes. Now I want to let this cook for a few minutes, kind of let it get a little bit thicker, get some of that water out of there, and just let those flavors come in, and then we'll blend this up. All right, so I just turned down the heat, or I turned it off actually. You can see that it has thickened up, and what I want to do now is I want to get this all blended into a nice smooth sauce. Now let's go ahead and get this back into the pan. Let's go ahead and turn our heat back on. I'm gonna do it on a medium low. All right, so now what I want to do is I'll throw our chicken back in. It's not completely done, so we want to get that nice and cooked off. And just bring this up to heat, cook this for a couple minutes. All right, after a couple minutes, I'm going to hit mine with just a little bit of butter, not too much. I know it's typically butter chicken, but I'm trying to go just a little healthier. Go ahead and make sure that gets emulsified in there. All right, so next I'm going to hit it with a little bit of heavy cream. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this hot sauce and I'm going to kind of temper my cream a little bit. The goal is we just don't want to curdle our cream. And just add as much as you like. I'm just going to do a little bit. Get everything nice and stirred. All right, now we want to season the taste with salt and pepper. Perfect. All right, now it's time to go ahead and plate up. I made a basmati rice. You can use whatever type of rice you like. And the way that I made my rice was actually the traditional excess water way. You take 8 to 10 cups of water and you bring it to a complete boil. Put 1 to 2 cups of the basmati in there and then cook that for 12 minutes. Take it, put it in a strainer, rinse it with hot water, and then I just put it back in the pan to stay hot. Now I'm going to hit mine with a little bit of cilantro. And there we go, butter chicken. All right, now that you got your butter chicken all done, let's go ahead and try it. And it's really good. Is it traditional? Not completely. A lot less butter, a lot less cream, but it's a little bit healthier. It still has a lot of flavor. Anyway, this is my variation. A lot of variations out there. A lot of people do it differently. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like my channel. Like, dislike. See you all in the next video.